Hello, budgeting family and friends. My name is Shirria. This is the Shirria Mac channel where I am documenting my six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice, also working part-time, along with my husband who is a welder. Together, we make about $115,000 annually. We are a family of 7, 3 adult children, 1 senior in high school and 1 fifth grader, and we are planning to be out of our six-figure debt in 3 to 5 years. We started at $305,000, $884.85, I believe, and we are currently sitting at the lower $292,000 mark. So if that is something that you are interested in for accountability, for information and inspiration, make sure to click the subscribe button and be sure to turn on your notifications so that you can be notified every single time I upload a video. At this point, I am uploading twice per week, every Sunday and Wednesday, and on occasion I will do a Friday upload just to make sure that I am getting out content in a timely manner. Today's video, although it is mid-February, is February's monthly budget, and so we will get right into it. All right, so on my screen, you see my monthly budget template. This is a new template. If you are new here, I was using a different template at the end of December. But I did share a video that I will include over in the cards about setting up my new budget template, and the link to this template is listed down in the description box below. So for the month of February, from February the 1st to February the 29th, we will start with the anticipated income. So this budget for the month of February, we have planned income of $9,650. We are, like I said, I am recording this on February the 14th, and thus far we've already earned $5,723.26. And we still have 2 more weeks left, and so I feel like we will probably hit more of the $10,000 mark than the $9,000 mark. But either way, that is the income we have planned, and that is what we are going to budget off of. So far, we have received paychecks 1 and 2. They're planned at $800. My husband's actual paycheck number 1 was $849.60, and paycheck number 2 was $1,002.12. My paychecks are always the same, so paycheck 1 and 2 was $936.67. And for my part-time paycheck, I just budgeted $1,000, and it was actually $1,148.22. And then our rental income is always $850. For savings, we are planning to save $1,700 for this month, and thus far we have saved $634 for this month. The savings is $350 towards my high yield savings account. Now we save $200 from our actual savings, $50 a week. And then I have $75 go from my part-time job into my high yield savings account directly. And so that is how it comes up to $350 for me. My husband also saves the same $200, and he gets the $50 weekly as well. I put $20 per month into M1 investments. That is my investment portfolio, I guess. And then I'm trying to save $200 for Christmas. So yeah, we were already saving $100, but we increased the savings goal from $1,200 to $2,500 for Christmas 2024. And so we're trying to save $200 per month. Thus far, we saved $50. My son gets $40 per month into his education fund. I still have not transferred that over into UCMA or a 529, but I have started to do the research, and right now I'm leaning very heavily on an Ally account for that. Just haven't done the work. Haven't sat still long enough to do the work. $200 goes towards my daughter's savings account, but she has been using the mess out of my Amex card, so that $50 per week a lot of times has gone to cover purchases she has already made. And then we try to put $300 towards the investment property savings account to cover any emergency savings, and $400 towards Valentine's Day, which was today, and we did have us a debt-free Valentine's Day, so that was definitely a plus. We move over to bills for the month, and bills for the month includes our mortgage. I know our mortgage is a debt, but it's the house that we live in. It has a low interest rate, and so it's not a debt that we will be prioritizing anytime soon, which is why it's in the bills column and not the debt column. But our monthly mortgage payment is $1,080, and I want to say 80 some cent or 78 cent or $1,080 and I think 80 cent. And we pay that installment in weekly installments of $275.12. Farm Bureau is our life insurance, and that is at $133.26. Apple storage, for whatever reason, was charged to my Apple card this month instead of our checking account, so I have to get that fixed. This is my husband's cell phone bills, $58 with Cricket Wireless. My son's instruments, $41.63. Planet Fitness, I do go to the gym every day, well, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of every week, and that is $25.05. Foremost is our house insurance on the investment property, and that's $97.78. Wilson Electric is who we pay our utilities to, and that is a budget bill of $330. Netflix is $16.54. We have since changed. We have dropped Geico and lowered our insurance from $525.37 to, I want to say, $402. So that will start this month, and we no longer have child support. So that is a plus. That $400 will probably be rolling into either personal spending for us, savings for us, or in debt. I am rooting for it to go towards debt, but my husband hasn't really tackled his spending habits, and he is really looking forward to having that $100. So a little bit of a tussle there. I see what compromise we can make on that. So our bills for the month actually come up to $2,317.62, and we have thus far paid $683.50. We move over to expenses. We budget $500 for groceries. I don't know why it was $500 because I normally do $600, but $500 it is. $250 for gas, which is not accurate because we normally do 120 times 4, which is $480. So that seems about right. $50 for beauty maintenance, and I've already used $25 of that. I didn't have anything for my boy's hair, but it is definitely time for him to get his hair redone, so I'll probably include that in March's budget. Toiletries that should have been $200. Household also at $200. That's $50 a week. Fast food is at $200. No date night, no spend money. Miscellaneous was at $80 per week, which is $320. And then I put aside tithing at $250. For Valentine's Day, we had a budget of $400. I'm not quite sure what we've spent so far. And then my bonus son did turn 18, and we spent about $250 there, but that money came out of my husband's, he had put the money aside in his savings account, so he just transferred the money over to pay for his birthday expenses. When we come down to, so that brings monthly expenses to $2,200, and thus far we have spent $1,061.41. For debt, we transition over to debt, and debt payments for the month of February total $2,723.32. $43 is the minimum payment for our Carnival Barclays card, but that is the payment that we are tackling. So $962.14 has already gone towards that debt. Amazon, Platinum, American Express, my husband's Platinum American Express, my Platinum American Express, Capital One, VRX, Ulta, State Employees Credit Union. They all have a zero balance, but because we're doing the snowball method, I keep them on the budget so that we can continue to include those payments in our budget towards our target debt. My Hilton American Express does keep a balance, but that's because my kids are authorized users. I feel like I say this in every video. So that does have a balance, but we pay the statement balance by the due date, or before. My husband's Hilton American Express, our Sam's Club, Best Buy, they have zero balances again, but we include those on the budget so that we can snowball those payments. My PayPal and my husband's PayPal does have a balance, and for this month we're paying the interest accruing charges, and that totaled $251.17. So I paid $51.17 in January's payment, and then I paid the remaining $200 this month. My husband has he has interest accruing balances of $205, and he has paid that. The City card has a balance of minimum payment of $49.41, and that's due on the 22nd. Delta American Express has a zero balance, but again, we snowball that payment. Honda Financial's payment is $1,078.80, and so far I've paid $683.88. That is also paid weekly in installments of $250.20, and then I have stopped putting 15% of my part-time income on my student loans and started to put it on the Honda pay it to Honda Financial, because the interest rate on that card is 8.74%, and that averages to about $13 per day of interest, and that is ridiculous. So after we finish paying off our credit cards, we will switch over to the avalanche method, and that will be the first debt that we tackle. The goal is to have that paid off by August, I think, of 2025 or before. So, and then we have the HELOC. The HELOC is actually taken out on the investment property, and that payment is $288. That will be the next debt because that has a 7.75 interest rate. And then we have our student loans. I broke them down by loan because when I start to tackle them, that's how I will pay them. But the monthly payment is $357.57, I think, or 38 or something like that. So as for the debt we've already paid as of February 14th, 2024, is $2,521.61 with 2 weeks remaining. The financial goal for February was to not accrue any new debt and to have the Carnival Barclays card paid off, and it's looking very likely. When we go up to the breakdown, thus far we have put 12.9% towards savings, 13.9% towards bills, 21.7% or 22% of our income has gone towards expenses, and 51.5% of our income has gone towards debt. I like to see that. And then we go down to the transactions thus far that we have logged. I try to make a note when it's an extraordinary expense. Anytime I eat out, I also like to document that. We are in Lenten season at church, and so we are on a Lenten fast as a church, and part of the fast is not to eat any outside food. And I'll tell you right now, I'm struggling because today is Wednesday, and typically on Wednesdays I treat myself to Dunkin' Donuts because I start my work day at 9 o'clock as opposed to 11 o'clock. So I skip the gym. I take my son to school. I skip the gym. I go to Dunkin' Donuts, and I come home and have like some me time before to like get ready for work. So I wasn't able to do that this morning. And then on Thursdays, sometimes Wednesdays or Thursdays, because I have been struggling really bad with chronic fatigue from my autoimmune disease, by the time I get off in the evenings around 6 or 7 o'clock, I just don't have the energy to do anything but go to bed. And so I have been allowing my husband to buy food if we don't make enough food to get through the week. And so I was looking forward to being able to go to Jersey Mike's tonight, but we are on this fast, and so I'm gonna try to stick with it as much as possible. So we did eat out. We ate at Jersey Mike's, or I ate at Jersey Mike's on the 1st. Anytime we have multiple grocery trips, I like to put what we went to the grocery store for, but I didn't do that in this occasion. Anytime I eat out, I list where we ate out. Any car maintenance, I try to, list that out. Anytime we make multiple gas purchases in the week, outside of the two, one for my car and one for Will's car, I will try to put, what that was. And then I'm always documenting how many principal payments or special additional debt payments that we were able to make in the week. See, this is the 9th. That was actually Friday. That wasn't Wednesday. I must have paid cash Wednesday when I went to Dunkin' Donuts. And then any extra things, I'm always making a note for any miscellaneous fees. So this day was a fundraiser. Household, we bought air fresheners. We put gas in the Honda that my husband has for sale, gas in the Honda Pilot, gas in the big truck, because my husband does have a monster truck type of truck. It's not a monster truck. It's a big truck. It's a truck that's sitting up really high in the sky and all of that stuff. Bowling, Chinese food for Will, Valentine's Day breakfast. So these are all things I do log my transactions the very next morning. That's one of the first things I do when I come in my office is log my transactions for the day or the previous day. So this is where we are, and that is we've gone over the transactions and the breakdown. And we go over to the budgeted versus the actual thus far. Because the month is not done. But we have so far planned income, we had $5,000. This is not right. It's not even really a need to go over this because the planned numbers are not right. Because the planned income is $9,650. The actual income so far has been $5,723.26. The income saved is planned for $1,710, and so far we have $634 saved. Income spent is planned at $3,186.47. The income spent is a combination of bills and expenses, and so far we are at $1,744.94. And then debt paid for the month is at $2,723.32. And so far we have $2,521.61. So that is it for February's monthly budget. Make sure to come back at the end of the month or the 1st of March for the February budget closeout, as well as to see how much we were actually able to put towards debt for the month of February. Were we able to meet our financial goal to pay off the Carnival Barclays card? That will leave one more card that we are tackling. So that is what we're doing. So that leaves one more card that we will actually be tackling. The goal is to have that paid by April, and then May. I have a cracked windshield. I want to get that fixed. And then June, we will actually start paying extra on the Honda. So that will be exciting, but it's going to be a long journey, and I'll have to figure out what kind of milestones I can identify to get me through that long journey. But that is it for February monthly budget. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, which will be February week 1's budget. Bye for now.